Hi everyone, we're going to go ahead and start it out with the first, it's not really a big winner, but our first really clear, great signal that we got in 2012. LQDT on February 1st had a big price move, especially intraday wise. Intraday that really, this visual pattern really sticks out to me. But more importantly, look at BOP and look at volume. BOP surges to max green BOP and volume is absolutely huge. Now, I can't quite remember what the news item was, if it was a secondary or not, but the bottom line is I don't care what the news is per se. I just care what this price is doing. Now, the most important thing is to see what the market is doing at the time. The NASDAQ is the index that I always, particularly focus on. And as you can see, since the beginning of 2012, we're trending higher on above average volume with two pocket pivot point buy signals, including one on the day of this LQDT signal. So LQDT, this kind of signal right here, if we're in a market, remember, this is just coming out of 2011. I've had a negative annual return for the first time in my entire career, and it's a negative 20%. So I'm still, battle scarred, still thrown for a loop. But this signal is as clear as day. You can go on the website and review all of the old posts. We have them going back to our existence. I believe in that website form 2005. We were on Investor's Paradise before then. So going back to 2005, you should be able to review every day. So you can go back to February 1st and see we got a strong signal. Now, before 2011, this is a 10% signal. Why is it not a 20% signal, a 15% signal? Because there is no max green BOP the entire way from December to now, and the volume isn't huge in between there. Still, excellent signal. So in this new market environment where now I'm scared of trading, this is only a 5% position for me on this day. So it's a 5% signal and we take it long. The next day we're proven correct immediately, and that's just what you want to see. Near high day close, immediate follow through, max green BOP stays, and a surge in volume. Everything is confirmed here. So as we go along, we then get some super tight price action, and then on the 10th, boom, we get a breakout of this small itty bitty tight, 1 week tight pattern or whatever. To me, it's just a little baby handle consolidation, tight, 1 week tight base breakout on heavy volume. This is an ad day. In a normal market, this ad would be possibly another 10% if previous longs are already working really well. If they are not, it's a 5% position. However, following 2011, this ad signal right here on the 10th was a 2.5%. So now we have 7.5% of our account in this one stock, and it's a beauty, and everything works out just the way you want it to work out, except for it did lose its green BOP along the way as it trended higher. It would have been nicer if it would have kept it, would have been a stronger position. Another strong move off of April 4th near the 50-day moving average, a gap up the next day, and it holds it and builds more price. This stock is acting as perfectly as can be. Then on 5-3, we get another gap up on very, very strong volume. Now, I'm not necessarily thinking that it's... Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get away from here, so we're going to lose this nice green BOP, and we're just going to add all these crazy technical indicators that you're going to look at. Remember, they're useful for me. You just need to pay attention to the volume and the price, and then this is nice, but post-2008, it isn't as important. Still, it adds weight for me. The rest of these things that you're going to see next, irrelevant for you right now. In later lessons, they'll become important. So now we're switching to an arithmetic chart, and I'm going out on a long zoom. Now I'm pressing number 5 to give me a weekly. On this weekly arithmetic chart, it is clearly clear to me that the stock is getting extended. It's its biggest percent weekly move of the entire trip that started in 2010 or 2011, and it's strong volume. While it's not insane, when I look at it this way, it is looking climactic. So this was our first sell signal on May the 3rd, 25% sell signal, and that's what it would always be. As we Whoops. Okay, so that always happens whenever you're dealing with past big winners. So that's going to happen to us before. So let's go all the way back And now here we go. So now as we go forward, everything's looking fine. And then all of a sudden on the 17th, we fall hard. We fall right through the 20-day moving average on heavy volume. This is a 25% sell signal due to the big intraday reversal. If there's more volume, it becomes a 50% signal. I mean, if it closes more near the low a day, it becomes a 50% signal. But with the intraday reversal, it's just 25%. Unfortunately, as we then went along, sadly, we had another break below the 50-day moving average this time on heavier volume on the 15th. Now, at this point, the market is still a little shaky to me, even though it's looking good. We had that sell-off into May, and even though we're starting to bounce back a little bit, I'm nervous again because of 2011. So where this would normally be a 25% sell signal, it ends up being a 50% this time around. And then as we go on the 20th, because of the market we're in, this is a full sell signal right here. So it's not a big winner at all, but the thing is, this is the beginning pattern of something I would have loaded up on. And if you do load up in just 3 months, if this is a normal 20-25% position, we get a 72% return on our money in 3 months with our first sell. Then within about 3.5 months, we have a 60% return on our second sell. On our third sell, we have a 56% return. And on our final sell, in a little over 4.5 months, we still lock in a 44% gain. Now, if this is a different kind of market, we would still be long the stock as it waiting for the 200-day moving average to break, or another confirmation close on heavier volume, which you would have gotten it the very next day on the 21st. So right now, if we don't fully sell it on the 20th, the fact that we are now closing at 48.51 below the 49.52 low a day on heavier volume, it's a goner. So LQDT would be gone this way using our old methodology. But let's say you wanted to wait to the 200-day moving average. If you would have done that, boom, that would have been your final sell signal. And by the time that happened, even if you only had a small position left, you're still leaving with a gain. So you still get a small gain in the position, even if you do wait way too long to sell everything out. But no matter what, even if we were going by our old rules, 621 would have been the full sell signal. And if that would have been the case from the very beginning initial position to the end, 34% gain in 4.5 months, not bad in a market of 2012 that overall just didn't, I mean, it did well, but really this market this entire year was just one stock, and that was Apple. And so during the entire year, from the beginning to the end, the market was up 15% that year, and Apple was really the one stock that basically everybody played as to its highs. It was up 72%. So not a great start to our past big winners, but it is one of the best signals that we got early on, and it was a precursor for some signals to come, but it still was a very choppy ride. Thank you.